No matter what loan options or repayment options you choose, you need to file the free application for federal student aid. You may not need to report parental data on the FAFSA as a graduate student, but check with your school's financial aid office to be sure. Hopefully, you remember your FAFSA PIN from using it as an undergraduate. You'll need it in order to sign the FAFSA electronically. Not only does the FAFSA qualify you for most sources of federal aid, but is actually required by many private lenders as well. All students looking for federal aid must fill out the FAFSA, but beware of anyone asking you to pay for the FAFSA. It's totally free for you to do it yourself. There are 4 primary loan types available to you, the graduate student. We'll go over some details related to each of them so that you can make a more informed decision when choosing. First, there's the direct unsubsidized loan. You will have the opportunity to accept this loan through your school or schools you have applied to. Instead of just accepting the whole amount available to you, figure out how much money you will need and borrow that amount. Limiting the size of your loans while in school can only help when you enter repayment. To qualify for the direct unsubsidized loan, you must be enrolled half-time or more in a degree-granting program, be current and in good standing with your current lender with any student loans you may already have, including undergraduate loans, be a U.S. citizen or eligible non-citizen. Your direct unsubsidized loans begin accruing interest from the date of initial disbursement, so it may be best to pay for this interest while still in school if you can, although you are not obligated to. You won't be required to make monthly payments until 6 months after finishing school or falling below half-time. Once you've accepted the unsubsidized amount, you may be instructed to complete a master promissory note. If you already completed one for your undergraduate loans, you shouldn't need to do it again. The interest rates, initiation fees, and annual loan limits can be found below in our resources area. Another option is the federal Perkins loan. These loans are campus-based and they are administered directly from the financial aid office. Not all schools participate in this type of program, so it's best to contact the financial aid department directly to see if this might be an option. The Perkins loan is also based on need, which you'll have to demonstrate, as well as results of the FAFSA. Another option would be to apply for a Federal Direct Plus loan. Remember, only apply for what you need. Before accepting these, make sure you absolutely need them in order to complete school. In order to be eligible for a Direct Plus loan, you must be enrolled at least half-time or more in a graduate or professional program, be a U.S. citizen, have already accepted the direct unsubsidized loan awarded to you for that year, or your Stafford loan eligibility has been assessed by the financial aid office. You must not have an adverse credit history. Yes, that's right. There will be a credit check in order to receive this type of loan. Please keep in mind, though, that if you do not qualify for this loan with your own credit, there is still the opportunity of obtaining the loan through an endorser or cosigner that does meet the federal requirements. There is no aggregate limit or amount with a Federal Direct Plus loan. You'll be eligible to borrow up to your full cost of attendance, minus any other financial aid you receive for that school year. With the Graduate Plus loan, you're required to make your first payment within 60 days after the loan is initially disbursed. While there is also no grace period for these loans, you will have the opportunity to postpone making payments while in school with an in-school deferment. You would then not be required to start making payments until you finish school or fall below half-time. Often, your school will automatically certify your enrollment status, and the lender will automatically grant an in-school deferment. It's always best to cover your bases, though, and make sure your school and the lender know of the request. Upon finishing school or falling below half-time, you are required to make payments 45 days after the deferment date starts. For more information, like interest rates or origination fees, check the resources below. If you have exhausted all other loan options we mentioned and still need assistance with financial aid, you may apply for a private student loan. Keep in mind that you will need to use an outside lending institution in order to apply for private loans. Sometimes the bank you currently belong to will offer this type of loan. You may find more options, however, by checking out different lenders and comparing rates and repayment terms. Every lender is different, and it's important to make sure that you are applying for the best loan available to you at the best possible rate. Private loans will require a credit check, and the amount of money you will be eligible for will be determined by the lender. In most cases, you will be required to sign a master promissory note for the private loan as well. These loans are in no way affiliated with the federal direct loan program, and all loan requirements, details, and guidelines vary from lender to lender. You may also qualify for field-specific private student loans. Depending on whether you are studying law, medicine, or business, you may be eligible to receive a private loan for that specific field of study. If you find that you need help deciding which loans are best for you, your school's financial aid department can assist you with any questions. And always read the fine print on your private student loan application to ensure you understand the repayment terms. Only apply for private loans if it's 100% necessary. They'll have a bigger impact on the amount of debt you will have once you are finished with school than federal loans. And remember, the private loan eligibility is restricted to your cost of attendance minus any financial aid offered through scholarships, loans, and other assistance.